Are you tired of listening to us talk?
Well, yes.
I don't blame you. So occasionally, we're going to ask you some questions.
Hi, I'm Amrit Bath. I'm a software engineer. A bunch of us worked together at this company for quite a long time, a company called Splunk, and at some point we decided to start doing track days. But after you do 3 or 4 track days, you kind of feel like you know everything. One of our bosses said, hey, if you guys want to build a Lemons car, we should go do it. And you can do it on company time. It's a work project, it's team building. So we went and started putting the car together, and I think it took us about 6 months to get it right. Well, 6 months to get it driving. Our car is an 86 Olds Cutlass Supreme Brougham. And the Brougham package, for those of you that remember, meant it came with these giant couches that were supposed to be seats. You definitely couldn't race it around like that because you'd be sliding all over the place. But when we got it, it came with an absolutely awful motor, an Oldsmobile 307.
This is an Oldsmobile 307. No shit.
Which we blew up immediately in the very first race at Thunderhill. Then we switched to a less terrible but still awful motor, which is a Junkyard 305. And finally, we now have a Junkyard 350. Driveline, it's got a T5 transmission behind it. It was an automatic car, and we swapped it to a manual. It didn't help us at all. A lot of our team insisted we had to have a stick shift in this car. That was what was holding us up. It wasn't the terrible motor, it wasn't our lack of strategy, it wasn't our lack of skill, it was the transmission. So we spent a bunch of time, swapped it over to a stick shift, to a T5, promptly blew that up in the first race, and then realized, the transmission wasn't really the problem. Our biggest win in Lemons was when we won Class C. That was in Sonoma in 2019. We're still not sure exactly how it happened. I think it was midday Saturday, and we're looking at the standings, and we realized, wait, we're actually kind of moving. The car is scooting along. We're in contention. So we sort of just kept going. We optimized our driver changes a little bit, which is something we never do because we never expect to have a chance. And towards the end of Sunday, probably the last couple of hours in Sunday, we were swapping back and forth between first and second place.
The Class C win after 7 years of soiling racetracks all over the West Coast. And I guarantee you, when it was soaking wet yesterday, it weighed about 500 more pounds than this ugly piece of right here.
So what happens when we swap the car to stick shift? Halfway through the first lap, the transmission just went bang. Tranny fluid shot into the cabin. For some reason, we had gotten a penalty lap when we went through BS inspection that year. So we started off with -1 lap. And since we only finished half a lap, we finished the race with -1 lap. So the next race, what happened? Our drive shaft fell out. The tow truck came, they hooked up the strap, and they start pulling us in. And the whole time I'm hearing clunk, 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 clunk from the drive shaft just hitting the tunnel. And well, the good news is about 30 seconds later, the noises all stopped. And I looked in my rearview mirror, and the drive shaft's out there on the track. So what would I build if I had unlimited time, money, and resources? That's kind of funny. I think really we got pretty close to our ideal by building this 86 Cutlass. So from the start, we were really into the spirit of Lemons, taking big sloppy cars out there that really just don't belong on a racetrack and sort of pushing those as far as you feel comfortable taking them. Plenty of people on the forums were starting to bring Beamers, Porsches, Miatas, and we saw those would get people plenty of penalties. We want to be in the true spirit of Lemons, Class C cars. And so our goal was to always find just the biggest, sloppiest Cadillac you could find from the 70s and take it out there onto the track. I do want to say thanks to the numerous teams that have helped us over the years. So many of you have come by in the pits and said, well, God, you guys are hopeless. Do you need tools? Do you need water? Do you need parts? And a lot of those times did really get us back on the track. But, now we're out for blood. We won our second Class C win. So we're ready for a Chevy V8 350 domination to come back around. So we'll see you out there.
every second you don't subscribe or watch one of these videos, another Vega is sent to the crusher. Won't you help us save Classic?